Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm and welcome to Make It March. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping in, and I hope you like it and maybe you'll subscribe. I do videos on canning and baking and cooking and vintage recipes and just life here in the thumb of Michigan. Today I'm part of Make It March, like I said, and this is a wonderful collaboration put on by Lisa at Sutton's Days. And it's 30 days of what do you do with your food after you can it. I mean, it looks beautiful on the shelf. It looks gorgeous, but that's not why we can it, is it? It's to feed our family. Every day in March, there will be a new video coming with a new idea for what to use your canned goods for. And make sure you watch all of the videos and comment, because on March 31st, Lisa's gonna have a live giveaway for a pressure canner. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a wet burrito. I think it's, okay, this is nothing officially Mexican or Tex-Mex or anything. I think it's a Michigan thing or a Midwest thing, but it's a burrito that is filled with meat and beans and cheese that is cooked, and then it's covered with a gravy. So there used to be a restaurant in town that every Thursday they would have wet burrito as a lunch special and chicken dumpling soup. All of us at work would go there almost every Thursday, and you'd get this nice plate with this big overstuffed burrito with the gravy and cheese melted, sauce more than a gravy, and like some black olives and green onions and some little toppings and sour cream, and yum, it's so good. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I have home canned venison, ground venison. I'm out of ground beef right now because we have a lot of venison in the freezer that I'm working up. But you can use ground beef. You could use ground pork. So this is versatile that way. And I'm gonna use some of my pinto beans. You can use black beans or any other kind of beans. If you don't have home canned beans, use refried beans. That's basically what we're gonna turn it into. I have some salsa, home canned Mrs. Wages salsa. It's so good. Well, this is the little tricky part. For the sauce, we add in tomato soup. First thing we're gonna do is open up this ground venison and put it into a fry pan. Let me start preheating it a little. And we're going to cook off the broth and kind of brown it a little bit before we add in the beans and taco seasoning. Let's open it. Nice seal, 4-jar lids. I do have a discount code down below. All of us do, so. Now, you can eat this right out of here. If you wanted to add it into a salad or anything, you can. This is perfectly safe. I find by heating it up some and letting it brown a little bit, crisp it a little bit, it gives it a good texture. But this is not really, I don't know, it's not a bad smell. It's not a bad texture. There's a little bit of fat in it that will melt and help with the cooking. Because this is venison, I might need to add a little bit, but we should be good. So let's get this going. And I'm gonna go rinse this jar out and put it to soak so that it will come nice and clean in my dishwasher. We used to look forward to going on Thursday nights, Thursday lunches, I should say, it wasn't nights, and getting that special. But their chicken dumpling soup was amazing too. So sometimes it was, because both was too much. So sometimes it was a big decision. Do you want the wet burrito, or do you want a bowl of the soup or a cup of soup and something else? Now I have been chopping up some tomatoes, some black olives, and I have some green onions. I like to put those on top. Maybe a little bit of lettuce. I could have drained this off some too. That's because I'm not going to be using all this liquid, but it will infuse more flavor into the meat. Now I have a saucepan out, and I'm going to empty. I have a small jar of salsa. I'm going to put that in there. And the tomato soup. And that will heat up to be used later on. Now I used a hot salsa. You can use mild, medium. I just wanted to bring a little bit of spice to the sauce because the tomato soup is pretty sweet. And because this is venison, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. I'm going to open up my pinto beans and drain them. Turn that heat down a little. I'm going to add in just a packet of taco seasoning. If you have homemade, use that. Half a cup of water. I want the meat to really infuse with the taco seasoning, so I will add the beans after. After it has cooked down some and the meat is all tacoed flavor, I'm going to add in these beans and kind of mash them. Home canned pinto beans make great refried beans, just amazing and fast. Here's what the sauce is looking like. So we're going to bake the Burritos-Home first to get the outside a little crisp before we cover them with the sauce and cheese. When we went to the restaurant and it was served to us, it would come on this really hot plate. But they have like those salamander things that they can, heat things up. And you have the cheese all melted and tortilla chips all around the edge. Oh, then it was served with salsa and sour cream. I'm out of cowboy candy, but cowboy candy would be wonderful on this. Okay, I'm going to add the beans now. And I'm going to mash them up with the back of the spatula. Last year was the first year we did Make It March, and there was such good ideas. It's really fun to see how everyone uses the items from their pantry that they've canned at home. And there's some nights I don't realize it until after I'm cleaning up from dinner how many jars I've used. That like everything is from our garden or, our chickens, the venison that we harvest. If not all the beans are mashed, that's okay. So I'm going to turn this on low and just let it simmer for a few minutes to let the flavors meld together. I'm going to preheat my oven to 375. These are nice soft tortillas, so I don't have to really heat them up. And put some of filling. I want to end up with 4. So probably there. That looks about right. Jim came in and looked and went, ooh, I said, it will taste good. Don't worry. Today I'm using pre-shredded cheese. Do the little burrito fold. And put them seam side down. The ones at the restaurant, I think they filled even more than this. They were very big, or at least in my memory they are, you know how that can be. And one more. Now I am going to, actually I'm going to flip them over and spray the bottoms. And flip them back and spray the tops. I'm going to put them in until they get nice and toasty. I don't like that one tortilla. Oven is preheated. So then I'll bring them out and we'll sauce them and put the toppings on. Here's the sauce. The tomato soup and the salsa just make a really nice gravy for it. Not too spicy, has some texture when it's nice and thick. And they're like a little toasty on the edges, and that's how I like them. So now we're going to take the sauce and put on top of all of them. Now we put cheese. Get back. Put as much cheese as you would like. Sprinkle of green onions. Black olives. And the tomatoes and lettuce I'll do when it comes out. Here they are out of the oven. I could have put them under the broiler, but I thought they looked fine like this. And we will be ready to serve these up. And here they are with the toppings that I prefer, some lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream. The sour cream's a must. If I had cowboy candy, I would have added that. So let's eat. I didn't get to do a taste test yesterday. Jim wanted to eat. So here's a half of one. And I'm going to put the toppings on it, and I'll bring it back to show you. I'll give you the taste test now. And you can see the filling. Oh, trying to get it in there. When they come out of the oven, all sizzly, and they're so good. So good. Just brings back memories for me of Thursday lunches with my coworkers. I hope you enjoy this recipe, and If you can ground beef or ground sausage and don't know what to do with it, this works great. And and the texture is fine with this, done this way. So if you're one of those people who find you can ground beef and you're not real happy with the texture, try this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.